So, how was your New Year's? It's a new year. This is our first episode recorded in 2023. How was your New Year's Eve?
It was good, man. I
Yeah.
partied. You were there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, for some of the time. There was a lot of tequila. I think we both left after a while.
That was some tequila.
Mentally.
Yeah.
But it was good, man. I had a good holiday. Everything was fun. What about you?
Good. Same. You were there.
I was also there.
I was also there.
This is great. This is riveting.
Thank you for tuning in. How's the business? How's the business going?
Business is good. The beginning of the year has been really good for me so
Yeah.
far. So yeah. Can't complain at all. Just trying new things and getting out there. And honestly, I've been golfing a lot.
The truth.
Business is good.
That's good.
Golf is better.
Listen, and that's, one of the benefits of owning your own business. You own your own time. And if business is good and you feel like you can go golfing, you just do it.
Yeah. I'll work after. I'll work before. But yeah, I've become obsessed with golf.
That's good.
I'm just getting comfy right into being a dad and doing dad things. Like golf.
It's a little surprising to me that you got into golf as much as you have, because it's one of these sports.
I wouldn't call it a sport. I would call it a game.
Yeah, one of these games.
Oh, yeah.
Some people call it a sport. That it's just, and I was telling you, I have somebody on my Facebook that they were like, well, I just had my best game and my worst game ever this week. That's just what golf is. Like no one's ever great. Like even Tiger Woods has really bad games.
Yeah.
And he's like the best in the world.
Yeah.
Well, bad games for Tiger Woods.
For Tiger Woods. Yeah.
Being the best. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, I think that's part of why I like it so much is I can pick up things like skills pretty quickly. And this has not been the case for this.
Yeah.
I am horrendous. But there's just like sometimes you'll hit it well. And that'll be good, despite the fact that, the last 43 were terrible.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm Tiger. I bought a red shirt and everything just because of that one hit.
Well, I don't know if we talked about when we went golfing for your birthday, but we went golfing for your birthday.
We did, yeah.
And
What a shit show that was, huh?
it was a shit show.
It was one good
sure.
person and three terrible
And three
people.
awful people. And even the good person was bad.
He did not do great
was
that
bad.
day.
And I was I was so frustrated 90% of the time. The other 10%, I was drinking a beer. And I was like, I didn't understand it. I literally lost all understanding for golf because I played mini golf. I get that. There's a little hole, and when you put it in the hole, the little thing spins, and everybody's happy. This thing, I'm hitting it, and it just disappears. Like I just had to be okay with hitting the ball and just like
It's just gone.
just gone. I don't know where it went.
In the woods somewhere.
It's in the woods somewhere. Being in the woods, trying to find it. I'm sure we were hitting each other's balls. We didn't know whose ball was what. But the experience I enjoyed.
Yeah,
The
just
game
buds
itself
hanging
is just-
out,
yeah,
having
that
some
was- that part was great.
beers. Yeah, it's just a good time.
Yeah, it's a good time. So I'm glad you find time within your business, right? To do stuff that you actually enjoy doing.
Yeah.
Like for example, myself too, business is going good. It's ramping up. January is always kind of one of these, just like everybody, right? One of these months that you're trying to figure it out. What's the year going to look like? You're implementing new strategies, which I think is actually a good thing about these market shifts because you get to try new things, right? And your business becomes a little bit more exciting, scary, but a little bit more exciting.
I was like, exciting's an interesting word for it.
Scary.
That's good for not being financially
Exactly.
secure.
Yes.
That's good.
You try things out, and sometimes you have success, and then your company or your business suddenly evolves into something new, that's exciting, obviously. But I was able to yesterday go to Disney. We live here in Orlando, so we were able to go to Disney, Liz and I, and that's a great thing where you can still do things that you enjoy doing that some people would call vacation. Like most people,
Most people,
or leisure,
Most people, yeah.
or leisure, but you're doing it during the time. But no, you're supposed to be doing business, but also you can take phone calls, send emails nowadays. Thank goodness because of these little things. So it's a great thing to be a business owner. High five for business owners. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%. I'd never go back to a 9 to 5.
Yeah, not at all.
I couldn't do it. I have to be able to just decide it, which is not great because I don't always make the right decision.
Yeah.
But, it's good enough. I was telling you when we were at lunch, I was like, man, I don't know how successful I really want to be because right now I make more money than I've ever made.
Exactly.
But also I don't work that much. Like I'm doing okay.
Yeah.
So I remember this time last year, I was working 7 days a week, 3 or 4 inspections a day. Like I barely saw my family. Like in the last 6 months, I haven't missed a dinner with my family.
Yeah.
I
That's
haven't,
awesome.
I haven't missed anything important. So that's actually the life I prefer.
For
I'm
sure.
not I'm never going to be a workaholic. No one will ever say that about me.
Listen, we don't know about me yet. That might still happen. What? No,
I don't think so.
I don't
I
think
don't think so. No.
workaholism isn't in my cards.
No, I don't think. I don't think that's in our blood. I don't think
It's not. It's
it's
not.
not.
Even Poppy, as much as our father, even as much as he did,
Who do you
according
think
to
that
us,
they thought Poppy was?
listen, we don't know. This is YouTube. They might be watching this, and
They're like,
countries
oh, Poppy.
Poppy.
That's our pimp. That's our pimp. Poppy.
Poppy.
Yeah, our dad.
Yeah, as much as he did, when he passed, we felt like, oh my God, he did so much, but also not really. He had leisure time. Poppy knew how to have a good time too.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
definitely
he was
did.
definitely not a
When-
workaholic.
No,
That
when
man.
he was in the army, he did his time,
Yeah.
and then it was beers with his friends. That's what a lot of people don't think about the army. They think it's all marching and all that.
Yeah.
No, dude, those guys party.
They
The best
party.
parties growing up were all in the military.
For sure.
Yeah, all
I
those guys
remember.
got
a
together.
lot of barbecues for sure.
Barbecues and just going on vacations together. We would go on vacations like 20 deep, just like all these different
Yeah.
families and just
And to awesome places too.
yeah,
'cause
amazing because we all lived
You're living in different countries.
different countries and stuff. Yeah, that was the best.
Yeah, super great. Awesome. So yeah, so we definitely appreciate the fact that we were able to, to build businesses, which is something that, has changed my life for sure. And I know it's changed your life. We're in real estate, as I mentioned before, and we wanted to talk about what the market is doing now, right? We've gone through, and it's still shifting as if you watch the shows, you know that in the Central Florida market is shifting, but it's happening pretty much all throughout the country. And we wanted to give you an update a little bit of what is happening in the market today in real estate. As you're looking at this, is January in 2023. So what are you seeing from your perspective? You tell me business is picking up a little bit more in the inspection side. What are you
Yeah.
seeing?
In the inspection side, I'm definitely seeing business pick up, which is awesome for me. But also I'm seeing for the actual buyers, they're getting concessions again. They're getting money back. They're getting repairs done. Remember this time last year, dude, they weren't doing anything for anybody. They were like, no matter what it was, and it could be something crazy like there is a beehive in the attic with 400,000 bees in it, and the sellers are like, okay. Like,
And they all have
we don't care.
COVID. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
tell them to wear masks. Like, what do you
It's
want
like
me to
there's literally a dude right inside the doorway stabbing people as they walk in, and the sellers are like, "Yeah, that's John. What do you want?"
You want the house or not?
So it's nice to be able to like help with the transaction and not just like help either cancel it or not. Like
Right.
before it was like my report either ruined this person's dream of getting in this house or saved it, and now it's like, well, now there's a little wiggle room, there's a little work room.
Right.
I just did an inspection for a friend of mine recently, and I found 3 leaks in the roof. And I told him, I was like, damn, bro, this sucks. Like, they should be able to patch it, whatever, hopefully, because the insurance isn't going to accept it like this.
Yeah, it's a big
And they
deal.
actually replaced the roof. And I was like, look at that. We're back, baby.
That's
like,
awesome.
yeah, they
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
replaced it. So that makes me feel good. Like I'm helping. Yeah.
That's good. So in spite of the rates, obviously a lot of people talk about the rates, and most people when they start the conversation, if they're buyers, they ask me about the rate.
Mhm.
And yes, of course, the rates are higher than they were for the last 3 or 4 years. However, they're not that high. And with that benefit that you're talking about, which is a benefit for buyers, right? If you're going to buy a house, it's still a great time to buy a house. And obviously the rates are a little higher than they used to be. However, there are programs and things that lenders are putting out. For example, I saw a lender talking about being able to lock in a lower interest rate. For example, if you get approved at, let's say 6.5% for 30 years, you could lock the first 3 years of that loan at, let's say 3%. So those first 3 years, it's kind of like an adjustable rate mortgage, but you know what it's gonna go back to. It's not gonna go to whatever it is in the market. It's gonna go to whatever that 6% that you got approved to.
Mhm.
So if within those first 3 years, you see that the rates go down, then you have an opportunity to refinance, right? And it's not an adjustable rate mortgage that you don't know what it's gonna end up at.
Yeah.
So there's opportunities like that in the rate side. But if you buy a house now, since the inventory, as a matter of fact, is actually up about It's up about 146% of what it was the same time last year.
I believe that. Yeah.
So there are more properties on the market, meaning you can get concessions after Cosmos does the inspection and they find something. There's a better chance that you'll get that thing repaired or replaced because there's so much more options for buyers now, right? Sellers can't just hold buyers hostage anymore, right? It's almost like the other way, right? Like now, it's a buyer's market. So if you're a buyer thinking about buying, you can. Even though you might pay a little bit more mortgage, you can get things like a new roof, right? If it's something that home needs, you can get things repaired. You can basically move into a home in the condition that you want it to be in because you have that negotiating power that you did not have back in even June of last year. So
yeah, and just like with prices of houses have gone up so much, the prices of materials and services have also gone up a ton. So, where a roof could have cost you 15 grand, now it's costing you 25 grand. All these things are all relative when you're thinking about what you're going to spend on a house while you're buying it.
Yeah, exactly. And also the prices are still going up. So I'm looking at here, the stat is compared to last year, the median home price in Central Florida still went up 4%, right? So the prices still haven't started coming down as some people expect them to. So if you're thinking about now might be one of the best times for you to go ahead and pull the trigger and buy that house. So if you're interested, right here. Where did you put it last, Rich? Over here?
I think you put it right here.
Come back. All right. So you've been doing this now for a few years. You've been in real estate now for several years.
Yeah, I've been in real estate, like 7-8 years now?
Yeah.
And I've owned this company for 3 now.
So tell me, you've been doing this for a while. How do you go above and beyond for your customers?
There's a bunch of ways. We give reports same day, which is really important in their negotiating process. They love that. But I think where I go above and beyond is I'm just available. Like I talk to them, I walk them through the report, I can explain things. I speak Spanish, which helps a lot.
That does help, yeah.
In Central Florida, in Central Florida, it's just yeah. What? That was, we could do the podcast. We did one, but my Spanish is way better than that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, my Spanish.
Look at our classic episodes. There's one there that we did in Spanish.
It wasn't great.
And you could hear
but it was mostly because I was uncomfortable with it because I didn't have to deal with it.
Yeah.
But that was when I first moved to Florida, which is like 6 years ago, I think.
Yeah,
like
35. So yeah, about 6 years ago.
6 years ago. And my Spanish was like so because I just spoke English nonstop in New York, but then started working here, working in construction, working in real estate and all this. Everybody you're especially in construction, everybody speaks Spanish.
Of course.
I worked for a Cuban guy and all of his employees were Cuban and none of them spoke English. So that right there just kind of, so I wouldn't say I have the most proper Spanish like you do.
Right.
But I get by.
He gets by. He gets those Latino realtors and those Latino buyers.
You know it.
Definitely happy. That's a great way to go
what about you?
above and beyond.
How do you go above and beyond?
Well, listen, many ways, in all ways, and in every ways.
That sounded nasty. I like it.
Wait.
It's like, wait,
retract. Sorry, Papi. No, I've been doing this for a while, and I do speak Spanish as well, so I have that to offer my customers. I do follow up. I give them information. For example, I'm about to send information to the buyers or homeowners in my database, reminding them to apply for the homestead exemption, which is something that here in Florida you can get save some money on your taxes and things like that. We offer or since we're talking about me, I offer this podcast, which is informational, just another way for my customers kind of to stay informed with what's going on in the market. And I'll walk your dog if I have to.
You walk, bro. You don't even walk your own dog. What are you talking about?
I don't have dogs, but if I did, I wouldn't walk them.
You used to have dogs. You don't walk them.
No, I had a showing yesterday, Liz and I, before going to Disney. See, owning your own business. Before going to Disney, I actually stopped at a listing that I have in Davenport, which the owners have a small dog, not dangerous at all, but very just loud. One of these little dogs that barks a lot nonstop. So anytime there's a showing, we have to have the dog walked because otherwise it will be a horrible showing in this home. So the owner wasn't able to be there. It was early in the morning. And I said, you know what? I'll suck it up, Buttercup. I'll go walk this dog. So I showed up to the home before the other realtor. and I got the leash and I walked this dog, and it
That
was
is
awful, and I hated it, but I did it because we go above and beyond.
You don't even like dogs. Oh my
The dog actually went up to like Liz and like, help me. He doesn't like me.
He's like, I can tell he doesn't like me. He's gonna let me go.
I pet the dog once, and it was great.
And you washed your hands 3 times
I did,
afterwards.
yes, right after. No, but yeah, I like helping my customers. So, whatever I need to do, things like that. And just honestly, just keeping my customers abreast of what's going on in the market so they know that they're making an informed decision and they're not just going, making a blind decision either for buying or selling their home. So there.
Rock and roll.
Rock and roll. So if you're interested in buying a home, selling your home in the Central Florida area, or getting an inspection done for said property, contact us, Edwin J. Perez Real Estate.
Cosmos Inspections.
And that's it. Listen, remember to subscribe if you like this content and like it, because I asked you to.
Because otherwise he won't feel good about himself.
Shaky, shaky.